truck. We want to make it a multi-use truck, and that's where that price came from. We've gone out from 3 vendors in the state. They've all been right around that ballpark price for 240 is kind of the middle of where we went with that. That would get us everything with that. The bigger change is the year after that is the tanker went from a replacement to a refurb, and the years kind of swapped around in there. And I can go into that as I go with it. So to replace that truck, I forget what I originally had, Stacy. What was it, like 1.5, I think, for the
Three,
replace
1.3.
1.3. So to replace that truck now, we're probably close to 2 million to do a new truck for it, which myself, the officers, the whole department, that it's not needed to redo that, to replace that truck. That truck is in perfect condition for a refurb. It's right in the time frame for it too. So we met with a couple truck manufacturers. We met with our mechanic who does all the work for us. They all agreed the body, the frame, everything is good. It needs some updating, obviously, just from more so electronic wise from 2009, adding some new features that weren't available then, some safety features that weren't available then, and just updating some of the equipment on it. So, and it gets us 10 more years on the truck, which we feel is for the price of that, as opposed to spending $2 million on a truck. We felt that was much better the way to go, and it's going to benefit us, and it's going to save some money, which usually those two things don't go hand in hand. Usually you're spending money to get more things you want, but we feel that would work. At the same point, to refurb a truck like that, that's our tanker truck, so it carries 3,000 gallons of water, which is important in areas, even in our area, we don't have hydrants all over the town. So that year where it correlates is to when our new engine that we purchased last year would arrive. So we would keep the engine it's replacing just for the time period, the engine that's getting replaced for the time period that the tanker is getting refurbed. So it wouldn't totally replace how much water we have, but it would definitely fill a void, and we utilize North Madison and other surrounding towns for any major incidents where we need water. So the time period of that's where that kind of correlates, and it would line up. That would all line up nicely for that. And so by saving that money now, there's further down the road, if you look at the sheet that shows all the replacements going through 2036, and I kind of go farther. I mean, we used to be pretty good, I thought, with predicting the price of trucks. I don't know I'm not totally sure what a truck's going to cost in 2036 anymore, but we're guessing, and at least we're putting something close to that money, that price in there, so we're in the ballpark, and as we get closer we can adjust. But we're hoping that there's the bigger trucks kind of line up as we get farther out, and then there'll be the money in the pot to make it go a little smoother. And refurbing the tanker here. So when we just bought the ladder truck, we put in that as a 15-year refurb as well. So the larger trucks, the most expensive trucks that have the most, I guess you'd say high-tech equipment or mechanical stuff on it, keeping them for 30 years and not doing any major work to them is kind of unrealistic. So doing a halfway through, catching up with the technology that's changed over the years, making sure everything's good. We're making sure we get the full 30-year life out of it, and instead of being at 22 years saying, oh, we need to do $100,000 worth of work to a truck we're going to get rid of in a few years, or we're going to replace it early. So hopefully that kind of works out, and that'll play into this plan with the tanker doing that too. So those are the two largest purchase trucks. They're the ones that are going to cost the most over the department's career. So hoping that kind of refurb midway through keeps everything as good as we can keep it, and keeps the price down on things. Does that kind of explain it?
Does to me.
Great job. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
Does anybody have any questions for Greg?
Yeah, Alex here. Greg, what's an example of of an upgrade. I'm just more curious what technology changes in the 10 years. That what's a great example of what you'd get.
So, I mean, when you go through doing a refurb, you're going to repack the pump. There's valves that dry out. There's different types of valves. Like one of the rear valves on the truck right now is leaking. So basically, the connections, there's wiring. Some of them are electronic valves, some are manual valves. So you can upgrade to all electronic valves. You can keep it as manual valves. That truck has a large dump chute on the rear for water, which you can dump 3,000 gallons in just a minute. So just kind of upgrading things like that. There's chute, and there's 3 of those chutes. So it's just kind of making sure all the valving and that works. We would go through all the normal things, so tires, brakes, airlines.
It's frozen.
We lost him.
Yeah, I think so.
Good answer, though. I like where.
Yeah. So you're good where he left off?
Yeah, that he went above and
He's
beyond.
back.
Okay. We're good, Greg. Yeah. You got cut out for a little bit. I don't know if you wanted to finish your thought. Oh. There you go. Did you want to finish your thought, Greg?
Sorry about that.
Yeah, no problem.
I forget where I was that you lost me.
It's all good. We're good, I think.
Yeah, you were giving a good answer, but I appreciate it. Sounds like you have a good grasp of it all. So thank you.
Thanks, Alex.
Great. So next page we're going to look at is page 80. And this is pretty much small equipment fund that both of the fire companies have. We put a little bit in every year, and it's for small equipment purchases. Greg can answer any questions on those types of purchases. We did grow this year, every year at the 2.6% CPI that we used across the entire document. So that is a one change from last year. Anyone have questions?
Yeah, so
Go ahead.
Stacy, I think that's going to work perfect for us because basically what we've been doing is every so many years we would up it, $5,000 or whatever, just to keep up with the price of everything increasing. So now hopefully we won't have to do that. Usually we're ahead 2 years with price, then we kind of level out, and then we're playing catch up for 2 years, and then we add money in. So this, hopefully that makes complete sense. I think it's a great move. Like the title is, it's hose and equipment. So the main thing that we buy out of that is the hose for the trucks. There's hose, nozzle, adapters, our airbags, our extrication tools, ropes, some radio upgrades. A big thing now is battery powered equipment. So saws are going battery powered, fans are going battery powered, obviously lighting. So we everything's on a replacement cycle. Obviously there's new technology that comes out that we look at, we test and see if that works better than what we have. But we just try to keep up with, what works for us here, and just keeping it realistic for what we're doing in Madison. And I think this what we get from the town here completely suffices for what we need.
Any thoughts or comments for Greg? No. All right, easy peasy.
Greg, that's rare for this committee, so
Yeah.
well done.
Great job.
Yeah,
Thank
there's
you.
usually hands and I can't control all the hands, so thank you, Greg. Okay, I'm gonna go back to the CNRE fund. There is one big project in here that I know we're all aware of. I thought maybe, let me see if Sam's here. I'm sure Greg can answer any questions you have. It is right in the middle of this page. It is a Madison Ho Building Addition Planning, Design, and Construction project offset with a grant from through FEMA of 2.471. So the net cost to the town is expected at this time to be 802,000. And that has been on the Board of Finance. We've been talking about this at both Board of Selectmen and Board of Finance level about eventually needing a special appropriation when we have final numbers. So I'm not sure if anybody has any questions for Greg on that. Alex.
What, can you explain what that is? That's a lot of money. Is the firehouse not just in perfect shape? Didn't you guys just do an addition to that? What is this?
So this is an addition to the east side of the building where the two yellow buildings were between us and the barber shop. Those are currently they're in the process of the demolition permit now. We were in zoning last night for a variance, which we were granted. So it's in the design phase. Munger Construction was awarded the initial phase right now for design, and the big thing is the soil, like the foundation and the soils and where the dirt, what everything's going to go in there. So that's kind of what they're exploring. They've done some test holes. We've had test holes done in the past. The basis of this grant was for the town's EOC, so that was the big part of it. And the hose company and the town are in a partnership to put the EOC in the firehouse. So obviously the firehouse is owned by the Madison Hose Company, so that's why we have a partnership between the two. The EOC will be on the second floor. It'll be it's 30 by 80 is the addition, so we're gonna gain 2 apparatus bays, offices, bathroom facilities, an elevator. It'll be handicap accessible. There'll be a conference room, storage. So it's going to it'll greatly both the town and the fire department are going to greatly benefit from it due to the EOC having a set space and then the fire department getting additional room. So we haven't done an addition since when you look at the firehouse now, the bay all the way to the left, we just redid the facade to that. That's all we've done to that. That was actually it wasn't a bay. I don't know the exact time they enclosed that, so that was like a carport. And just the firehouse originally, when it was bought in the 50s by the hose company, was a car dealership. So we've modified the insides of it several times to fit trucks. We've cut beams out. We've removed beams. So these 2 bays give us the height, the length that we need. And they're not going to get any bigger than that. And that question always comes up a lot, and it's a real question. But after that, our restriction now is the bridges. The railroad bridges are what really restrict us. So we can't get bigger than the railroad bridges for going under those. That's where we are with that. So the 12-foot bays that were, or the 14-foot bays that were 12-foot bays, sorry, we're putting in, meet everything we need. And yeah, we're doing design work now and feasibility for how it would adjoin the building and not undermine what's there.
Okay, so now I remember. So this is part of that grant that we had gotten for the EOC.
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
And
Katie?
just at the last Board of Finance meeting, we had talked about the if there were extra funds from ARPA that it would go into this project. Is that reflected here at all? Or is
No.
it no?
Not
Okay.
yet. No.
Okay, thank you. And I'm really excited for this to start. Is there like a building committee for this? I know for the other major construction projects in town, there's a building committee.
There is.
There is, cool. I
Yep.
can't.
We actually meet tomorrow. We have a meeting. So yeah, we've been meeting. We should have an update tomorrow with some drawings and plans for it, and the timeline of having, I think, a better, a hard number for the town is March, I think was the goal for that, to get everything set up and what we would need.
This has nothing to do with CIP, but I'm just curious. Are you so far as to, do you already have a construction manager and all of that?
Yeah, Munger Construction was hired for the whole thing.
Very cool.
Yep.
Exciting.
Well, and yeah.
So much better for everybody than what is currently happening for your emergency command center. So exciting.
Very. Any other questions or comments for Greg? All righty. Thank you so much, Greg. Great job.
Thank you.
Thanks, Greg.
Have a good day.
You too. Okay, going back to the agenda. Do we have any general committee comments?
Just congratulations to Stacy and Kristen and her team for that awesome press release that went out yesterday. I know tons of work went into that. And you guys are amazing. So big
Thank you.
thanks.
Thank you. Okay, citizen comments. I don't think we do not have anybody. So a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Great.
Have a
See you
great
later,
day,
Katie.
everybody.
Have a
Stay
great
dry.
day,
I'll see you
everyone.
tonight, Steve.
Have a good evening,
Bye.
everyone. Thanks. Bye.
Bye-bye.